Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. As you can see, I'm not on the screen today. We're having a few microphone issues here, so hopefully everything will be back up to normal on Monday, but we'll just do the standard voiceover for you today. So what you can see here, we've got two patients in this compilation, both with a very similar type of earwax. So this is a very soft, squishy type earwax. Now you can see that little sheen on the front end of it there, which shows me that this person has been using some drops in here. Because it stayed quite thick and not solid as such, but there's a little bit more substance to the wax. It's usually olive oil that the patient's been using if it looks like this. So we've just got a good grip here. You can see there's some more semi-solid bits there just inside the wax we've got a grip on. So we'll just take those out. And if we take a look behind this then, you can see there's much softer wax here adhering to the sort of attic of the top portion of the ear canal. What we can see now is that the wax is very deep. So wax doesn't form this deep in the ear canal. Basically, if it's this deep in the canal, it's been pushed here. So I would say more than likely this patient's probably used a cotton bud or a Q-tip and just tried to clean their ears out and just jam this wax out a little bit further in. The difficulty when it's this soft type of wax like this is here is when you push that Q-tip in, it squeezes the wax right down against the eardrum, so it's actually sitting on top of the eardrum, pushes it into the valley and all the little gap around the eardrum itself as well. So we've got to be a little bit more cautious now when we go down to this bottom section. We don't want to press really firmly into the wax, because what will happen is we could technically push through the wax and onto the eardrum itself, which would be really uncomfortable for the patient. So we just sit on the surface or just in front ideally, and what will happen then is the suction will draw this softer wax straight in. You can see there we've just uncovered part of the eardrum. And if we aim for this top right section now, we're just going to try and clear down from the top right. There we are. You can see it's all coming away nicely. Now obviously this wax that's pushed in that little bit further it's a little bit more solid, which is handy in a way, because if it was still really runny when it got down onto the eardrum here, it would be very difficult to remove this. So I'm aiming for the right side. Ideally I would want to try and kind of pull all of this out of the valley if we can. So sometimes by aiming for the right you'll draw it all out, but as you can see it's not quite pulling out of the valley there. Just clearing away. So we'll left this little bit down in the dip just in front of the eardrum. Guys, if you've never come across the channel before, we post new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram TV as well at 9 PM UK time. So if you do enjoy the video, then please consider subscribing. We also put some little short videos onto YouTube as well on a Tuesday and Thursday talking about ear anatomy and ear conditions as well. So if you're interested in that, then please subscribe to the channel and then you'll see those pop up. So you can see then we used the fine end, we drew all of that wax out from the valley. There's that, we put a little bit of olive oil in there. The main reason for the olive oil, it helps the wax to slide across the skin. Because this wax is really soft, what would happen is if you tried to get a grip on a little bit of it, if you didn't oil the skin in front, then chances are you'd only pull that tiny bit out rather than drawing all the rest out with it. Because the wax can then slide across the skin more effectively, you find it'll come out more easily. Now you'll see this section here to the left hand side. Now this is actually a very thin soft wax section here. It's almost like an oil that's sitting just on top of the bony part of the ear canal to the left and the eardrum behind. So it's a really sensitive part of the ear. So we attempted to try and remove this, but as you can see you just can't get the grip because it's so thin and it's in such an awkward position. So for this particular piece of wax, what I advise the patient to do is just when they're in the bath or shower, just let their ear canal fill up with water and then just empty it back out again. Because we've removed all the wax in front, that then will slide off and wash off that particular part of the ear a lot more effectively and a lot more comfortably than having to try and get it to remove it with suction. So this is the patient's second ear here. You can see we've got this soft wax in this side as well. We've also got this lighter material embedded here in the center. Now that's a little bit of dry skin that kind of is interwoven into this wax here. So we're just working our way around the outside edge as we always do with the wax to try and detach it. You can see that it's pulling away in much bigger, neater chunks here. There we are, just taking this off the sides of the canal wall as well. You can see that little lift of dry skin to the left hand side there that's coming along with it. Now, it can be a little bit problematic sometimes with these lifts of dry skin, especially if you're trying to sort of maneuver this wax out and the skin keeps flicking up in front of the suction, but luckily it came away with the last piece we took away. So you can see it's really coming away nicely. This is the standard size Zollner tube, everything getting sucked into the machine here today. So going to be very little on the paper at the end to show you, unfortunately, because it all went into the tank. We'll trying to get a good grip there on that bottom section. I can see a little sneaky peek of the eardrum to the bottom right corner there. And just lifting, trying to kind of pull out of that valley. Looking for any loose section of wax. There we are. We can just see this. It's looking a little bit looser in this particular section. Look at this go. There you go. So you can see we've literally just popped the suction on it, and it was so loose at that point that everything, and it's like a linchpin. Once you've taken that one particular piece away, the rest tends to fly into the suction as well. Got a little more solid piece there. We've got this last piece. Keep an eye on this last piece down here in the valley. Look how quickly this comes away. Look at that. That just literally shot into the suction tube. So we're just cleaning all around the outside edge. There is a last little bit to the top left corner, which is looking a little bit drier. So we put the fine end on now because we're going to maneuver this down. And we just need to do sort of pinpoint accuracy there to get that piece away. There we go. So that's come away nicely. So we'll just take a quick look at the eardrum behind. Eardrum looking nice and healthy. Hammerbone leaning to the left and light reflex to the left as well. So you know this is a left ear canal. If it was obviously doing the opposite, you'd know it was the right ear canal. So we're just tidying up and hoovering up these little pieces at the entrance here. There we are. So this is what we removed. Obviously this is what came out on the paper. So this was one of the larger chunks from the first ear here. There was a lot in the tank as well. So but this is what was left over. There's more solid pieces on the outside. So this is the second patient of the compilation. You can see from this wax they've got the sheen there, which means it's had drops in there, but it looks more smooth. Now this would normally indicate to me that a little bit more aggressive softening drop's been used. More than likely either a peroxide base or a bicarbonate based drop has been used in this ear, because that tends to melt the fats that hold the wax together. So basically what you end up with then is a more liquid type wax, and I think what's happened is they've used drops for a certain amount of time and stopped, so it's liquefied and then rehardened. You have to bear with us on this one because the cilia on the outside part of the ear canal here were just so dense and overlapping that the wax was so close to the outer part of the ear canal, we had to keep the endoscope behind this. So we've had to sort of stay back a little bit just to accommodate the suction tube there. But you can see it's all starting to come away in big chunks now. So we're going to push through these cilia just in a second. When you're doing this kind of suction, and you've got some visibility in there, but you haven't got not so much a clear view, but you can see what's going on. Obviously, I've got a bigger circle in front of me, so I can see exactly what's going on. But you also rely a lot on how the suction machine sounds. So when a lot of people ask me, what does this feel like, and what does it what does it sound like? The feeling is mostly pulling sensations. It's very rare do you get any sort of discomfort with suction. It would only be really if you touch the canal wall, or if you had to really maneuver a large piece of wax out, you get any discomfort. Sound wise, yeah, probably if you thought about sucking a milkshake through a straw and you get towards the end of the milkshake, if you've got really soft wax here, it's that kind of sound, that kind of like slurpy kind of strange sound you get. That would be what you'd hear in when you're sort of doing the suction. So you know when bits are getting sucked into the machine, and the suction machine changes tone as well when it comes into contact with the wax. So you can tell then when it's made contact. So you can see here we've got quite a narrow little ear canal, so we're only just about able to accommodate the standard size Zollner tube in here. We're having to stay a little bit further back with the endoscope to accommodate it. And you can just start to see to the right hand side there that we're getting a little bit of the eardrum exposed. So we're just going to work our way around the outside edge here. There we are. You can see this a little bit more solid piece further in, as it was on the last patient as well. Little bits all now getting sucked into the machine. There you go. So all come away quite nicely. And then we can see the eardrum there, left-hand side eardrum on this one. So this is a tank shot. We don't do these very often because people don't tend to like them too much. But basically, this is what we removed. Everything got sucked into the tank, so I had to show you on this one. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, then please like, share, and subscribe. As always, guys, take care of yourselves and one another, and I shall see you again on Monday's video. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be on the screen as well if we can get everything working again. Okay, guys, take care.